Abusia no we are kwaba at the about Ghnet TV, so let's say us subscribe at the ama we are not like it. Now sounds so our so sa na obianso and sa akabi. Now feel free so over chawajo sound so at the ama me. Then you know I be adwin ba kwa na say be kaya na kwam be dia kwa bra oyi ni trust oyi nanim and say oyi ni ti say or no a new force and person obe contesting for presidential candidate no na or she face mask intina Ghana for do na ye hu papa no enim eno and the jack question bebrebe e wo street no so anything that video no so na ye busebusa e ho say na new force we dey e hwan and e share chire eno achi no na odi 4 months achi e ba be yi nanim e de ma Ghana for nyina e hu no na oyi nanim no ka say or the new 6 our person won value omo e de kan ono na kwa be dia ko say de be ya omo nyina be boa no abra Ghana for beto akonya no e de ama no no watimi aboa ama Ghana ya fire to mapa e de afra officially I feel and I want really back pe my doctor Isaka crazy or no Marian Isaka crazy or no and wait me wa really na or no and running mate I was say or no na my can what I say into better na konya no so ya ma me no and be vice president na ya ma me no anya konya ko pim or Love FM wa bra na interview no the first time I ko pim Love FM na interview no say mama in the news 6 na ya ka ho asem na afei na wonko a ya really the 5 na aka no ya be den e ho mo ya ma me say a question for na kwame bedi akon because ono ene ni da o pese we really sa 5 na aka no ono mo on de ene ni je bebre na ho ase na kwame bedi akon ahu obi ase ono ene we yi no because o lecturer e wo University of Ghana hono wa kira dia na nipa doma wa kira ma dia no mu nyina otimi e containing sa nipa nyina na o kira mo de o munye ama e koso kama de papa no ehu ene vision na se bia adwuma dia ono so edie no hu se ono na ye obi a obetimi aboa no na no krani other political parties no bebre na friend na wamfa na dwe ammo mo nemu o share the vision led by na kwame bedi akono no hu se papa no nkoma odi ne dwuma dia odi no e vision bia se ono anka so de na ho de eta ekira ebebo an ye parent na ma oji tu mu se obey the running mate of na kwame bedi akon na ngoma twetwe mu no oba be YouTube mu se ono obi a obi be kasa de padodo na enche da nim ni sa because ye onveli ni we no nipa bebre na aka sa ma mu we de nim no krani onye obi a nkofo nim ni pi nim onsanso nyo obi a nkofo enim ni sa because ye yi ni we ya nipa doma free outside a mo congratulate no na omo doso ye pa ana Ghana hasen so because of the jumadi a wadi or other public institutions no nipa dom na enim ni ye pa nti moto no na ye mo say onye obi a nkofo nim ni dia na mu ti agro because ono so wa adwen any ideas a or the boss support na come be dia kon because ye the part ye the oman no ama ye MPP ni NDC other political parties ni be now for the last many years what I say omonya omadwen so ombabu Ghana na so omese Ghana e de akoba bi fufuro anu ntino na kan be de akon e de innovation ne ba wonten no ono so no we dey say metani machi e de na kan be de akon a onhwa emre bi ba no Ghana for cramp no be hold me responsible on be hold me accountable because e be me ye pa say me nka e the vision of na kan be de akon ho yeti ensama ya ma me Dr. Marian Isaka crazy or the etuja wa bra na interview no Love FM
good to you. And congratulations to you on the choice. It doesn't come easy, I know. You know, many people would have loved to have been chosen as the running mate for, Cheddar. But tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so good morning to our presidential candidates, Nana Kwame Bediako and the people of Ghana. Our presidential candidate, incoming president of the Republic of Ghana. And to the people of Ghana. So Mariam Krize, Isaka Krize is a very proud Ghanaian. I'm from Sandima in the Upper East region. I'm married with 2 kids.
Boys or girls?
1 boy, 1 girl.
Okay, nice ratio, huh? It's a good, good balance there. Now, why do you want to be vice president for this beautiful republic, Ghana?
Okay, so I normally let me say this in Chi, if you permit me.
Yeah,
that's the I don't know. Maybe you can give me the English version. So ufu duapa ne yepiao.
If you do the right things, you get the right support.
You get the right support. So if you look at the policies that have been put forward by the new force in Nana Kwame Bediako, and if you are a well-meaning Ghanaian, and you have the interest of this country at heart, I don't think you need any more convincing to realize that this is the party and this is the person to follow. If you look at the problems that we have, unemployment issues, the weakening currency, and so on and so forth, he has put forward solid policies in his 12 pillars of economic freedom that shows that he has that leadership potential and vision for the betterment of this country. So that was what motivated me to accept the nomination.
How was it feeling like for you? I mean, first of all, did you see it coming, and how was it feeling like for you when it was put before you?
Well, honestly, I didn't see it coming. And to be frank, that jump from a civil servant to a politician is, it's quite big, But as I already said, I'm really excited. Since I got the nomination, I've got a lot of congratulatory messages, both from Ghanaians and people from abroad, and that has made me see the kind of huge responsibility that is on me, and made me more dedicated to make sure that I perform my functions properly to the betterment of this country. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
And she said that she's married with 2 kids, but let me just share this with you because Dr. Isaka is a renowned finance professional and academic. She has made a significant contributions to Ghana's financial sector, particularly during her time as senior manager at the Securities and Exchange Commission, that is SEC Ghana. In this role, she oversaw investments, licensed capital market operators, and developed key regulations that have strengthened the integrity and growth of Ghana's capital markets. And I can go on and on and on and on. Her academic achievements are here. Advocacy and social impacts are all here and all. If you Google her up, I'm sure you get to know much more about her. If you are somebody who wants to vote for the new force, or you have not decided as who to vote for, you want to know who she really is, if you Google up her name, you get all the necessary information about her that would help you make informed choices and decisions. But madam, in the history of Ghana, Ghanaian politics, there's never been a female president or a vice president for that matter. What makes you think that you can be the first to break this jinx?
I think that there is a shift in this narrative when it comes to the participation of women in politics and in other spheres, of life. Women are moving away from the traditional role of being mothers and wives to assuming various roles. We are doctors, we are lawyers, we are accountants, we are ministers, and so on. If you look at the sub-region, for instance, I think between 2006 and 2018, we had a female president in Liberia, Salif Johnson. And then currently the Tanzanian president is a woman. She's called Samia. There is the shift towards the inclusivity and diversity when it comes to women in the political landscape. And so for me, it's not surprising that Ghana would also have a female vice president.
And I'm sure you're excited about the passage of the action bill,
yes,
where of course we're supposed to give opportunities to women like yourself who are well endowed and are knowledgeable, so they can also give their contribution to the betterment of this country. But question is, why the force? I mean, there are several political parties out there. You have even chosen or decided to go as an independent candidate. Why the new force?
Okay, as I already mentioned, I believe in the leadership and vision of our presidential candidate Nana Kwame Bediako, as espoused in his 12 pillars of economic freedom. So that was really what inspired me. And also, if you look at what has happened in our country so far, since 1992, we gave some politicians the privilege of running this country. What has happened to us? Look at where we are now. So I think that look at what is going on. Nobody will tell you that there is a need for change. And I think the time for that change is now. And the new force is the viable alternative for Ghanaians at this moment when it comes to lifting up Ghana from where it is now, from the doldrums. So I think that the new force is the right choice for all Ghanaians at this moment.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you've mentioned the 12 pillars of this economic transformation about 3 times. Now, are there any specific policies tailored towards women? And that's 12 pillars you keep mentioning.
Yes. Women are really at the heart of the policies that we seek to implement. So, if you look at our core values, we say equity, equality, and empowerment. So in the first place, we believe that women and men should have equal opportunities. And if you look at our first pillar, the 16 regional industrial revolution, the industries that we seek to establish in all the regions, we are going to have processing, packaging, plants, and so on. And there is a lot of opportunity for women to work in those industries. Apart from that, we have specific programs that are meant to provide financing for women to expand their businesses, because most of the women are found in the SME sector, and that is one of the places that is at the heart of our policies.
Beautiful. And in case you're wondering whom we're talking to, it's Dr. Mariam Isaka Krese, and she's the running mate for Nana Kwame Bediako, who's the presidential candidate for the New Force. Now, I have heard about, the New Six. I've heard about it, but for the benefit of those who are watching us on Facebook on Love in the Morning or Love 99.5, or those who are listening to us, what's the New Six all about? And you are the first to be, unveiled from the New Six. Who are the rest of the people that constitutes the New Six?
Yeah, rightly said. I'm the first of the six to be unveiled, and these are supposed to be experts that will support our presidential candidate Nana Kwame Bediako as he seeks to implement the various policies towards uplifting the nation.
So when are we to expect the unveiling of the rest?
I think that should be a question for Nana Kwame Bediako. I mean, he does his things in a very systematic manner. So at the right time, he will then unveil them.
But what would be their role or responsibility as we inch closer to election 2024?
Yes, so these are experts in law, economics, marketing, just to mention a few. So like I said, they are behind the scenes. We have started working because we have the confidence that we are coming to power. So we are working and putting into place the structures that we need to run this economy.
Is that to suggest or to say that these people who are lawyers and co, if the New Force wins the election 2024, these are people who will also be given ministerial positions?
Well, I wouldn't say ministerial positions, but they will definitely be a part of the government.
I see. Now, you are not known. I mean, I'm not missing words here, but you're not known in the political world. So how's the jump from being a civil servant to the political figure, the political world? How has it been like? Because earlier you mentioned that it's a big jump. Yeah. How big the jump is, I don't know. You've been telling us. But what's the response like, and how are you reacting to it? I mean, upon your unveiling and all that. You mentioned again briefly that you have received congratulation messages from within and without, from outside the country and all that. And again, like I mentioned, you're not known in the political world. And there's a really big jump. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, rightly said, it is a big jump, but I wouldn't say that I'm completely unknown.
Oh, okay.
As I mentioned before, I lecture at the University of Ghana Business School. So I have a lot of students that I have taught. Apart from that, my role in the capital markets, working for the Securities and Exchange Commission, involves a lot of engagement with various stakeholders. So we do investor educations, and then we are also involved in developing the regulations that govern the capital markets. So I think that if you come to that space, I'm known. And then if you come to the academia as well, I'm known. So I'm not completely unknown, even though I'm not the traditional politician, so to speak.
Have you heard a saying, politics is a dirty game before?
I have.
Doesn't that bother you, scare you in any way?
No, I think that the key thing for you to know is to convince yourself that you are doing the right thing. So if you know that you are doing the right thing, I think you shouldn't be afraid. So that doesn't really bother me.
What if people, you and I know sometimes things are said about people that are untrue, they try to make places muddy for you and all that. You prepared for all that?
Yes, I think it's all part of the game. And I think I'm really prepared for that. Like I said, for me, the key thing, I think not even in politics, in my professional life, that has been my attitude. I make up my mind to do the right thing, and once I know I'm doing the right thing, if you have criticisms, I think everybody is entitled to their opinion.
You have what it takes to rub shoulders with the men and the male in this politicking that we are all in, because it's like I say, it's a dirty game. People will want to roughen people up, kakra. You have what it takes to rub shoulders off with the men?
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, the Ghanaians are expecting some physical tango when it comes to this game.
Yeah.
So let's leave the people of Ghana to decide who they want to go with.
So you were unveiled in Kumasi during an historic tour by the new force. Now, can you speak up more about this 276 constituency tour? How is it going? I mean, we have footages on our Facebook page. If you join us on Love in the Morning, if you join us on Facebook on Love Nights and Up on 5, you'll see them on their campaign grounds, engaging with traders, businessmen and women, engaging with chiefs, traditional leaders and all that. So you can join us on Facebook and get to see things for yourself. But how would you say the campaign is going? How are people receiving the message, especially from you? What is the message, the 1, 2, 3 messages that you're carrying out to the people? How is it being received?
I think that the 276 tour is a very unique tour. It has never happened in this country before, having a presidential candidate going around the 276 constituencies to engage with the people, to try to find out what their problems and their worries are, and how to resolve them. So it is a very unique tour. I just got to join the tour just after my unveiling, and so we have visited a couple of constituencies. We've been to Manso, Ninehini, and we plan to go up north. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the response has been very, very great. Some of the places, I mean, you'll be surprised the number of people who have already heard of Nana Kwame Bediako even before we get there. And the people are very excited. I think they are filled with hope when they see him. They have heard about him. They've heard about the policies that he intends to implement. And they have the hope that he's going to solve most of the problems that they face. Key being, everywhere you go, people talk about unemployment. So the response has been very great. So that is our mantra. So new force, Enidaso Abal.
New force, Enidaso Abal. Are you campaigning in the Ashanti region currently?
We are. So currently we are in Ashanti region campaigning. Yeah.
How long will you be here for?
For a couple of days.
Okay. Yeah, Leo.
Yeah, I wanted to know, I mean, following Nana Kwame Bediako's campaign trail and how he does his things, you can easily tell that he's different. Yeah. But you mentioned that the others that are going to be unveiled are people who are expecting fields in various different fields that is going to help his government. Yeah. I want to understand something. We are going to pick them from the same crop of people that has been basically leading us all this while. What are they going to do different? That is, we are going to be assured that we are not going to do what the others have already done.
I don't know what that premise is. Why are you saying they are going to be picked up from the same crop of leaders we've already had?
The same educational institutions, MPP, NDC, whatever party, they are the same. You went to school with all of them, so you know them. That's what
I think one of the things he's trying to put across is this: we're living in a country, and we have our society. Now, the upbringing that we have all had, the exposures we have. Unfortunately, you have trust and faith and belief in some leaders. You put them in certain positions, and they disappoint you big time. What is you're trying to put up? So how can you convince a Ghanaian that the people that he intends to choose, even from the 6th, one of which you are, the remaining 5, what guarantee do we have that they will come and do better and not disappoint us like other leaders that we have faith in have done?
Well, in the first place, I'm sitting right before you, and I can assure you that being one of the big 6, I'm not going to disappoint you. And as you said, it's true that we've all been through the same system, and I can tell you that a lot of the politicians in a lot of the existing political parties are actually my classmates and my colleagues in school. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll have the same, thinking and the same ideology when it comes to politics and other facets of life. So I think that let's believe in Nana Kwame Bediako. Like I said, he's a great leader and a visionary, and let's believe in the fact that he would appoint the right people. So that is all I can tell you for now. But definitely, I think you should just move from the fact that it's going to be from the same crop of leaders. Yeah.
Now, so like you said, you're campaigning here in the Ashanti region. and you were saying that you'll be here for a while, a few more days.
Yeah.
Now, when I asked you to tell us about yourself, aside from telling us that you have 2 kids and all, you told us also that you're from the north. How different is your campaign going to be up north, knowing very well that the other 2 are also from part of the northern region?
Well, in the first place, I'm a woman. And secondly, I think that this is a matter that we should leave for the people of Ghana to decide. So I'm a proud Northerner. We have a campaign strategy that we are deploying, and I don't think it should be different from what we are doing in the other regions. Of course, the messages will vary depending on the challenges that the local people are facing. But I think that I will be able to make equal or even more impact compared to my competitors.
On your tour, as you campaign, you go to villages, you see people, you engage with them. What are some of the things you've seen that maybe has broken your heart or breaks your heart, that you think if you should become the vice president, alongside Nana Kwame Bediako as president, you would change to better a lot of these people in these rural areas?
It is really heartbreaking when you go around and see the kind of conditions that our people live in. And when you just move away from Accra, it starts. And one of the key things that have touched me has been the condition of the youth. And I must say that this has started a long time ago. It's not just because I started this tour, but as a lecturer, normally when I've closed from lectures and I just step out of the lecture hall and I see the students, move out, you just look at them, a lot of them, and I just ask myself, where are the jobs for these young people? And that worries me a lot, seeing that our leaders are really not doing anything to make sure that these people have employment. Worries me. So going around the region, it has been the same problem. When you meet the youth, that is their number one worry. There's no job, there's no job, there's no job. So definitely, like we've already said, it's one of the key pillars, the 16th Industrial Revolution, when we have set up these industries and we have also made sure that the education we are giving our youth are industry tailored, then we'll have a situation where once they move out of school, they will have jobs waiting for them to do.
One other concern that many Ghanaians have, and many Ghanaians are talking about, as we wrap up our conversation, has to do with the Galam Menace on our hands.
Yeah.
First of all, you're a woman. You're a mother. And unfortunately, here in Ghana, or this part of our world, when something is hitting, it hit hard first the children and the women. Yeah. How do you feel, or what do you make of the Galam Menace out there? And do you support a nationwide strike if the call for a state of emergency is not adhered to by the president? What's your take on Galamsey first?
I think that what is going on, especially the effect that this is having on our water bodies, leaves much to be desired. I think we are all very concerned. And I must say that it is one of the key things that have been addressed. I don't know, have you read our policy document?
Not fully.
Okay, so if you look at our policy document, it's one of the key issues that we address. If you look at our Pillar 8, talking about the fact that we are very much concerned about what is done to people who speak up and express their concern about what is going on with our natural resources, and the fact that these people's rights need to be protected. I think that under Article 21 of the Constitution, we have the right to protest. But the issue is that, when you have an argument with somebody or you have a problem with somebody, depending on how you go about handling the issue, you might be right, but at the end of the day, you might be adjudged wrong. So that is the stance that we have on this issue and the protests. So we are saying that there is a way. This is an election year. You have a leadership that is not listening, that is not doing what is going to lift up the economy of the nation, that is going to make the lives of the youth and the people better. So, fine, you go out there, you express yourself. Use your tongue to get them out.
Use your thumb to get them out.
Use your thumb to get them out. So I also want to say also that I've also said in academia, we do that. We do analysis, we criticize the government on various issues. But the fact is that there is work to be done and somebody has to do it.
All right, so he's my co-host, and that's a producer.
Yeah.
So that's Eugene, that's Leo. Leo says he has another question for you.
Yes, on the 12 pillars of economic policies that you launched.
Yeah.
I think the pillar 10 was talking about Ghana's first 50 billion.
Yeah.
How do you intend, to get that? Explain it to us.
Yeah, so we talked about raising that amount via citizenship, by investment. So we are going to give people the opportunity to be citizens of Ghana, but at a price. And through that, we'll be able to raise our first 50. So we're targeting 1 million people to take up this opportunity. And via that, we'll be able to raise our first 50 million. So that is the whole idea.
All right, so I'm going to vote on the 7th of December this year, but I am not decided yet as to who to vote for. So as you give to us your final words or your last words, I'm sure there are people like my kind out there who do not know who they're going to vote for. So speak to us.
Okay. So, fellow citizens, you are all aware of what is going on in this country. We have high levels of debt. We have high levels of unemployment, fiscal indiscipline. We have exchange rates problems. Our currency keeps weakening. We have over-reliance on commodities. And we are saying that we need to move away from all these things so that we can develop our economy, take control of our resources, and put Ghana at the place that we expect it to be. So I'm just calling on everyone, everybody, well-meaning Ghanaian, civil society, and people in academia to support the new force and Nana Kwame Bediako.
Okay. I'll say thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
We indeed wish you well.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed this short time with you. I know you have to rush out again because you're on the campaign trail. We pray that it goes well. But we also pray that if you are blessed, because if you watch some of the surveys that has been done, Nana Kwame Bediako's new force has done better than most of the political parties that we knew of years ago, and some independent candidates as well. I think the latest one,
4.1 to 4.6 of Alan.
Yeah, Nana Kwame Bediako even did better than Alan Sherman, I think, per the last survey.
Okay.
So between now and December 7th, if Ghanaians should give you the mandate, all I say is don't disappoint Ghanaians.
Okay.
Ghanaians have been disappointed so many times. Gradually, we're getting fed up. If you are blessed to become the next government, don't disappoint Ghanaians.
We are not going to disappoint you.
Okay.
We give you our word.
All right.
Abusia aye nkomochwa course so between ya maame no ene level from panyfo and say host no and you know hwehwe ya ba no what I say oto aso edetudwa say ono no onim nipa 5 na aka no anase bia ontimi inform din entudwa na mo betima kire say ebim lawyers ebim so adwuma anda aban no what I say ewom say ebeka say ye de aman no ama political parties bebrebe na omu nyina akọ school baako omadwen baako na mum ono de obetima ka studio say ono no akasa as the running mate na yeyi na akasa no obetimi assure Ghana for nyina say o ma Ghana for ensa NC from the Biara because oye mame oye batan omo so na chichiri kuro omo na tete emema ene oman eti ba wa bare de ono so na badaye no eba betare na Kwame Bediako achi na emema omo kuro no mu ene eman nyina no omo policy omo de ba bonte a all the 16 regional industrial revolution omo de eba no yo rose bebrebe wo hono ma ye pese de nyina so ehye emansa because isi ano wo hwe traditional na ekoso mre bi atwamu na ye mame no mu nyina akoye housewives because isi ano adwen no afri honum obi obeku company bi no na obi CEO ana so obi manager ewo honum ana se managers ewo honum a na maame no emma no nko a na ewo honum nti ompese emma no so no ko other African countries nso a ye o maame fo no bebre honum a mo so president ewo saa akro no so enti no sesi ano idea na ewo honum se maame no omonyo bi a omonye housewives omonhwe fie nhwe nkora nko ano sesi ano omasoche saa adwen e de afri honum a ya shift ekweni because sesi ano de mema no no emma no so betimi aye anu ntina na Kwame Bediako e baaye no odwen saa de ma we nyina ho no hu se no obeboa because MPP and this so yonkofobia san nkofo no mienu ba omia ene mahama no omo so efri the northern part of Ghana what I say omo so sabi omo efri sirem kakra ono so ye maame bia ono so efri hono mti no ebeboa ama nipa doma omo di san nkofo no nyina achi no emu bete ama omo so aba wenya bi because no come be dia already now onye nkofo no mpo nipa doma edi na achi titiri youth no omo hu se na kwam be dia division ekuta no ano ehye pa what I say 12 pillar now 12 economical way na okan no utimu se omo ready mu yie pa na wonya raja tenase akenkan mu pa dia utimu se EPP na dis for kwada won ha hompo enkohwe won man se maybe omo krata mbu enhwe kra biem that bria e kasa obi num eduru emfama yafo what I say eti emre e wom sisi na obi nkan josa Ghana ye hia change emre na so sa Ghana for e besisam a free MPP ni and this blue and white and green other colors aka no ye nyi chin ye ne osono ni nyina emfancy chamber bi kura na ye hwe na na kwa me bedi akon because ono na ye younger sanso guta the division a obi sa Ghana for ye nyina ye hwehwe no over the years no what I say we any ensama ye maame Dr. Isaka Marian Crazy or the two jawabra okopi mo love afem na ye ne no etwetwe enkomo no olofo woni maame na ye adwana so woni enya adwene fa jun chade ema me o comment section honom like na share na yunuanom so obi anso ensa enka bi Ghnet TV sinem dia no ko be best na say ojebre na otie me until then ye be sanso ashia bakra